The internet, a vast interconnected web of information. A digital playground where knowledge is at your fingertips and connections are made across the globe. But beneath the surface, hidden in the darkest recesses, lies a chilling truth. A truth that many choose to ignore, but it exists nonetheless. In the shadows of this digital realm, there are places where the light of day never reaches. Places where the unimaginable becomes reality. A truth whispered in hushed tones, shared only among those who dare to delve into the abyss. A truth that sends shivers down your spine. It's the dark web, a hidden network where anonymity reigns supreme and the darkest desires are fulfilled. Here, in this digital underworld, people can hide behind masks, their true identities concealed. They can engage in activities that would be unthinkable in the light of day. And within its digital catacombs, a horror unimaginable thrives. Snuff films. These are not just stories or urban legends, they are real and they are terrifying. Some dismiss them as urban legends, tales spun to scare the curious and the naive, stories meant to scare the curious, to keep them from venturing too deep into the unknown. But others, those who have ventured too deep, know the truth. They have seen the darkness that lurks in the corners of the internet. They've seen the terror reflected in the eyes of the victims, the fear, the desperation, the realization that there is no escape. They've heard the screams that haunt their waking nightmares, the cries for help that go unanswered, echoing in the void. The dark web whispers of these films, whispers that spread like a virus, infecting the minds of those who hear them, videos depicting the ultimate act of cruelty, the cold, calculated taking of a human life, recorded for the twisted pleasure of others, the cold, calculated taking of a human life. And the worst part? The victims know their fate. They are aware of the horror that awaits them. The victims know their fate. They stare into the lens, their eyes pleading for mercy that will never come. They stare into the lens, their eyes pleading for mercy that will never come, their final moments captured for eternity. But are these films merely the stuff of nightmares, or do they exist in the shadows, a testament to the darkest depths of human depravity? Or do they exist in the shadows, a testament to the darkest depths of human depravity? The answer, my friends, is far more terrifying than you can imagine. The answer, my friends, is far more terrifying than you can imagine. For in the darkest corners of the internet, the line between reality and nightmare blurs, and the whispers in the dark become all too real. The term snuff film itself sends a chill down the spine. It evokes a visceral reaction, a sense of dread that is hard to shake off. It conjures images of grainy footage flickering on hidden screens, often in the most clandestine of settings. These films are said to capture the most heinous acts, forever etched in celluloid. The legend of these films dates back decades, whispered in hushed tones among those who dared to delve into the darkest corners of society. These whispers have grown into a cacophony of fear and fascination. Some say the term originated in the 1970s, tied to a film allegedly depicting the real-life murder of a young woman. This film, shrouded in mystery, has become the cornerstone of the snuff film legend. The film's existence has never been definitively proven, yet the legend persists, fueled by the human penchant for the macabre and the unknown. It serves as a chilling reminder of the potential for human darkness. The very idea that such films could exist is enough to send shivers down one's spine. Over the years, the legend of snuff films has only grown. Each new generation adds its own layer of intrigue and horror to the tale. Fueled by whispers on the dark web and the occasional unsubstantiated claim of their discovery, the myth continues to thrive. The anonymity of the internet has only added to the allure and fear surrounding these films. Law enforcement agencies around the world have investigated countless leads, desperate to uncover the truth behind the myth. Each investigation, however, seems to end in frustration and more questions than answers. But the evidence remains elusive. The more one searches, the more the truth seems to slip through their fingers like sand in an hourglass, leaving many to wonder, are snuff films merely a product of our darkest imaginations? Or are they a hidden reality, lurking just out of sight, waiting to be uncovered? Or do they exist, a chilling testament to the depravity lurking beneath the surface of humanity? The question remains unanswered, a dark enigma that continues to haunt our collective consciousness. The dark web. It's a place shrouded in mystery and danger, a digital underworld where the rules of civilized society don't apply. Accessing it is like stepping into a labyrinth, a maze of encrypted networks and hidden servers, accessible only through specialized software. Navigating this digital underworld requires technical expertise and a strong stomach. You'll encounter forums dedicated to illegal activities, marketplaces selling everything from drugs and weapons to stolen identities, and if the rumors are true, even snuff films. The anonymity of the dark web attracts those who operate outside the law, criminals, hackers, and those with a penchant for the macabre. It's a breeding ground for the darkest aspects of human nature. A place where the lines between reality and fantasy blur. The very nature of the dark web makes it nearly impossible to police. It's a haven for those who seek to exploit and abuse, and for those who trade in snuff films, it provides the perfect platform to peddle their horrific wares. Section 4. Visions of Unthinkable Agony. Words fail to capture the true horror of a snuff film. It's not simply the act of violence that chills the soul, it's the sheer terror in the victim's eyes, the knowledge that their death is imminent, and the sickening realization that someone, somewhere, finds pleasure in their suffering. These films are not for the faint of heart. They depict acts of brutality beyond comprehension, torture, mutilation, and ultimately, death. All captured in graphic detail designed to shock and horrify. The psychological impact of witnessing such cruelty is immeasurable. It leaves an indelible mark on the viewer's psyche, haunting their thoughts long after the screen fades to black. Those who claim to have seen snuff films describe a profound sense of despair, a feeling of utter helplessness in the face of such depravity. It's a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the depths of darkness that reside within the human heart. Section 5. Haunted by the Unseen. I stumbled upon it by accident, he said, his voice barely a whisper. It was a night like any other, and I was aimlessly browsing the internet, looking for something to pass the time. A hidden link on a forum I shouldn't have been on. The URL was cryptic, almost as if it was daring me to click on it. John, a former journalist, claimed to have spent years navigating the dark web, chasing a story that consumed him. He had always been drawn to the darker side of human nature, but this was different. He described the video as grainy and poorly lit, the kind of footage that makes you squint trying to make out the details. Two men in ski masks stood over a young woman, her eyes wide with terror. The room was dimly lit, casting eerie shadows on the walls. I couldn't hear her screams, John confessed, but I could see the fear in her eyes. It was a fear that seemed to reach out from the screen and grip my soul. It was like she was looking right at me, pleading for help. Her eyes were a window into her soul, and what I saw there was pure, unadulterated terror. John's story is not unique. In group therapy sessions, others have shared similar experiences, each more harrowing than the last. There are countless others who claim to have stumbled upon these horrific videos. Each one tells a tale of curiosity turned to horror, of a simple click that led to a nightmare. Each account is as chilling as the last, filled with graphic descriptions and lingering psychological trauma. The images they describe are seared into their minds, haunting them long after the screen has gone dark. These first-hand accounts, while impossible to verify, paint a disturbing picture. They suggest a hidden world where the boundaries of decency and humanity are pushed to their limits. They speak to the power of the dark web, a place where anonymity reigns supreme and the darkest corners of the human psyche are laid bare. And the very real possibility that somewhere hidden from the prying eyes of law enforcement, snuff films exist. These videos, if they are real, represent the ultimate violation of human dignity, a chilling reminder of the depths to which some will sink.